Hello everyone, my name is Darrin Johnson and I'm participating in a 100 Days of Prosperity Challenge. This is video number 1. And in this video what I want to do is I want to share a little bit about my story and my journey and how I came to look towards the internet to make money. In 2013, this actually was in May of 2013, I was at an end of the year staff meeting, and I work as a school mental health provider. I assist students by providing counseling services that are mandated on their IEPs. Well, anyway, in May of 2013, we were at a end of the year staff meeting, and our administrators told us that the funding for our program was going to be cut in half. And half of us were going to be out of a job and not asked to return for the fall of 2013. And so we all raised our hand and we asked, what does this mean? Who's going to be returning and who's not going to be returning? And can we get some more information before we all go off on our summer vacations with no certainty that we'll have a job when we come back in the fall? Well, our administrators basically shrugged their shoulders at us and told us they had no more information to give us, that they didn't know, and that they would be working it all out over the summer, and that they would send us letters in August letting us know whether or not we had a job. Now, as you can imagine, that produced a whole lot of anxiety in me. We had just bought our home, and we bought our home the summer of 2012. So we're a year into our home, and I'm immediately thinking about how am I going to pay my mortgage, what's going to happen, am I going to lose my home, how are we going to pay our bills if I don't have a job? And it's just, I had to go through that the entire summer until finally I got that letter in August telling me you were one of the ones that are going to be asked to return to your position. Now, for me and my family, that was a real blessing, but that whole summer I was motivated to try to find another way to control my own income, to create my own economy. And so I looked to the internet to see what I could find to build an online business. And one of the things that I learned very quickly on is that if you're going to look at making money online, it's not necessarily for people who are looking for like a part-time job or, a way to supplement your income. It's mainly for business-minded entrepreneurs. And so that got me to thinking, and I realized, that's what I want to be. I want to control my own business. I want to call my own shots. So I did a lot of investigating and a lot of research online that summer, and I was kind of frustrated because back then the only thing I could find were seminars. And just to give you an example, if you're familiar with those infomercials you see where they say, you want to learn how to flip houses, we're coming to your area, join us on January 19th at this hotel, and, we're going to give you all the information. And so for me, online marketing was a lot like that. There was always a program or a boot camp or some sort of seminar that you had to go to. And of course that part is free, but then when they get to the end of the presentation, there's this course that you have to buy that, is thousands of dollars, and it's professing to teach you all the answers and give you all the information that you need. Well, for me, I actually decided not to go that route because what I discovered was people who would buy those courses were getting outdated information. In other words, the people that were selling those courses were offering yesterday's information, if you will, stuff that they did to be successful online that's no longer effective, but they're passing those strategies on to the newbies, figuring that they wouldn't know any better. So I dug and I dug, and years passed, and then finally I came across a system that made sense with a plan that was completely laid out in detail. There were no missing parts of the plan. There was no question about what you're going to do to make money online. It was all laid out for you. And I had my aha moment when I came across this plan, this strategy, because I realized that if I decide not to execute this plan, then that's completely on me. If I decide not to execute, I won't make any money, I won't build a business, and it's all because I didn't take action. Well, for me, that was very empowering because it put all the onus back on me. It wasn't me chasing gurus, trying to figure out information, what are the hidden secrets, and hopefully I'll get there, but by the time I get to the point where I'm ready to learn the hidden secret, I'm going to have to fork out thousands and thousands of dollars for them to tell me something. Then I'm not sure if it's relevant to what we're doing now. Very frustrating stuff. Okay, but today I'm doing this prosperity challenge because I have found strategies that make complete sense to me that I'm going to be implementing for the next 100 days. And you're actually witnessing one of those strategies now, which is making videos and the effectiveness on building an online presence and an infrastructure. And so, that in conjunction with many other strategies that we are employing puts together a whole picture of how you can build a business on the internet. So anyway, getting back to my journey, one of the things that I've learned from 2013 all the way up is to beware of the guru jump. Now this actually is a personal experience of mine. This has happened to me more than once. You get involved with a guru who's making six figures or more. They put you onto a program. You get involved in that program. Of course, you're paying the guru to sign up for that program. And then that guru will give you information. And then 6 months later, just as you're starting to plant your flag and your feet and you're getting used to the program, you're learning the program, this is starting to make some sense to you, you're starting to get excited, you look up and they've jumped to a whole nother program. And so you have a decision to make. Or do you like this guru? You feel like they're teaching you stuff. Are you going to follow them to the next program? Well, if the answer is yes, that's going to cost you more money because you're going to have to join them in that new program. So then you join them in that new program. You're reconnected with your guru. Now you got to learn that program all over again, and you've totally killed your momentum that you were building in the first program. And so then 6 months later, they jump to another program. And now why are they doing this? Well, the reason is they're recycling your dollars. They're making money off of you by jumping from program to program to program. Well, that doesn't seem fair to me, and it wasn't fair to me, and it was very frustrating and angering. And so what I did was I connected myself with some leaders who don't even necessarily call themselves gurus, but there are leaders who have put together strategies and who are just as sick of the guru jump as I am, and have band together and decided that we're not going to go that route anymore. We're going to pick a program. We're going to learn strategies on how to build that program, and we're going to all build our businesses together, and we're going to all profit from it. Because the truth of the matter is this: there are about 200,000 people online searching every day for a way to make money on the internet. So the whole notion of a business being saturated is simply not true, because there's always fresh eyeballs coming on the internet looking for information. Okay. So, with that in mind, there isn't a need to jump from program to program. If you have a vehicle that's effective, that has a sweet spot in terms of prices of investment, then you can take that program and stay with that program and build that program and be successful in it. Because the strategies that you learn in this program with myself and my leaders are strategies that can transcend any business. Okay, you can learn these strategies and plug any business into them. Now we have an excellent vehicle that I don't even want to talk about in this video. You'll learn about it in future videos. But my point is that if you have a strong vehicle and you have a strategy and you have a plan, okay, and you learn and you know about marketing systems and you understand human connections and relationships, then you've got everything you need. And so for me, that was a very exciting day when I found this plan, I found these people, I found these strategies, this system, everything kind of crystallized for me. So what I'm doing now is, as I mentioned, I'm taking part in this prosperity challenge of 100 days. Why? Because I know that at the end of 100 days, if I'm consistent in my efforts, I'm going to see results. And if I use this prosperity challenge and I connect it with our other strategies that you're going to learn if you follow me, then I know that I'm going to be in a much better place than I am right now. And I'm also going to be, the money happens in the background. And it's a wonderful thing because my nature is to help people. I'm a social worker. I got into social work to help people. And this is just another way that I can help people. I can help people on the internet make money online just by teaching them the strategies and giving them the education that I was searching for on my journey to make money online. And that's why, if you notice here on my page, this is actually my blog page that I call Knowledge is Power. And the reason why I called it that is because, again, the knowledge is what you need to make the decisions that are necessary to empower yourself. So, what I decided to do was I'm going to document my 100-day prosperity challenge right here on my blog, Knowledge is Power. And I'm going to also, this video will appear on YouTube. I'll leave some information below if you're interested in learning more. And I'm also going to build what I like to call an online resource public library. And what this is going to entail are videos that are going to teach you strategies, that are going to teach you the basics of how to make money online. And I'm also going to kind of show you where I'm going with my business. And I'm going to teach you some things that gurus don't necessarily teach without you joining them or without charging you money as sort of like a coaching thing. Okay. So that's it for now. I'm going to end this video, and tomorrow I'll pick up and we'll talk about more about my journey online and where I'm headed. My name is Darrin Johnson. I look forward to sharing video 2 of my 100-day prosperity challenge, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.